So what we want to do now is want to play exactly what LeBron James had to say there, and I want to come back and continue on with the show. Take a listen to what LeBron had to say.
Breakdowns are incredible. And your good buddy, Tom Brady, while I know a lot of you current and former players, you own partial soccer teams is something you like to do. But Tom Brady's in the booth now. So with your breakdown, you ever think when you're done, you may end up in the booth breaking down basketball?
I don't know. I definitely love the sport. I love basketball. I love football, and I watch it not only as a fan, but also, just breaking down, matchups and things of that nature. I was brought into sports. When you grow up in Northeast Ohio, listen, you grow up in sports, so, it'd be great. I see Tom Brady doing it. He's been great so far. And we will see, even if it's just a guest appearance, one game or two, when I'm done playing. But it's always fun to give back to the game, and the game has given me so much. So, if it's basketball, if it's football, if it's whatever, I love the word sport, because it's given so much to me and my family, and it's only right I give back to it.
So you heard what LeBron had to say there. Now I want to get into an article here from sportingnews.com that actually talks about the contract that Tom Brady has with Fox Sports. It says Tom Brady's contract explains salary, length, and more about the NFL QB's TV deal. It continues on. The Tom Brady era of Fox NFL coverage has begun. After 1 year away from the field, Brady is headed into the broadcast booth as the top analyst for Fox NFL broadcast starting in 2024 season. As a player, Brady does not need much of an introduction. His 7-time Super Bowl champion has reached heights no other NFL player has, and now he looks to bring the same level of excellence to a season of broadcast that will culminate with coverage of the Super Bowl 59. And then the article now goes into the contract itself. It says Brady received a 10-year, $375 million deal from Fox to become an analyst for NFL games, according to a 2022 report from Andrew Marchand. The reported figure averages to around $37.5 million annually, making Brady one of media's highest paid members. For reference, CBS reportedly pays Tony Romo $18 million annually, and ESPN Troy Aikman earns around $17.5 million each season. Brady reported salary for the first year in the booth will double those figures. For executive Eric Shanks and Brad Zager detail how the company landed Brady in an interview with The Ringer. The two discussed the Hail Mary attempt that ultimately ended up in a deal to bring the future Hall of Famer to Fox Network. Shanks and Zager were trying to convince Brady, who had retired from basketball, to take a job he'd never shown interest in. They wanted to make Brady Fox's #1 analyst and have him call the next Super Bowl. And then the article then goes on to say a few other things. Why am I talking about Tom Brady's contract with Fox Sports? Because I'm talking about it because there's precedent. So there's a player, of LeBron's caliber out there in a different sport that does this. Now, we don't know what capacity LeBron will be willing to do this, and he gave an idea where he can talk about it here and there. Based on what we know about LeBron, LeBron is a businessman. I'm sure he has many endeavors that he's committed to, and therefore, I'm sure he has a limited amount of time in the sense that I don't think he can dedicate 100% of his time to one thing like that. So it must be a seasonal thing that LeBron would be willing to do, number one. Number two, if we had to speculate on what network LeBron would go to, I think is a no-brainer, an absolute no-brainer, that it would be ESPN. ESPN would be the network, right? They have the rights to the NBA. They're paying the NBA $2.8 billion annually for the rights to some of their games. So it's going to be ESPN. We already know that. So in terms of a network, if this is something that LeBron James would be willing to entertain, it's a no-brainer. He's going to go to ESPN. That's that. And in terms of salary, I think that, well, it's interesting. It really is interesting. And why do I say that? I think ESPN would pay LeBron a boatload of money because of who he is, given the fact that, the NBA is so big and they cover the NBA. In terms of him being their highest paid, it's conceivable. Just for the simple fact that Brady is getting $37 million, which is more than those other guys are getting, as the article mentioned. So it must also have to do with the name, right? Because obviously those other gentlemen are more seasoned at what they do with the Tony Romos and others. But in terms of the name, Tom Brady, 7-time Super Bowl champion, that brings a lot of cachet. It's going to bring a lot of eyeballs, right? So I can see ESPN paying LeBron James, if he were to do it, over $20 million a year easily.